Welcome to the first episode of The Ripped Runner. This is something I've wanted to do for a while, especially after last year when I fell in love with this hybrid fitness racing style of event. DecaFit, Hyrox, Spartan racing. It really all started when I tore my bicep in 2018, and I really couldn't do much outside of running for almost a year. My lifting got put on pause, my bodybuilding style training got put on pause, and I had to start exploring other areas of fitness, and that's when I fell in love with Spartan racing. That led to exploring other forms of this hybrid style of racing, and that's where DecaFit and now Hyrox came into the picture. So those of you who know me know that I preach sustainability. I want every guy to understand the power of health and fitness and how it can be the lowest hanging fruit to improving all areas of your life. We want to look great, feel great, and also perform at our best. And it really all starts with changing your identity. Inside our program, we call it identity design. And one of the things we teach our clients is that when you start getting in better shape, when you start losing weight, it's great to have goals. It's great to have points along the way, checkpoints along the journey to reach specific milestones, climb certain mountains. But along the way, we also have to build an identity around who we are. We have to reconstruct everything from the inside out. Personally, I look at myself as an athlete, and I think every person out there can do the same thing. An athlete is someone who just works out consistently, eats properly to fuel their body, feels good, looks good, and can do basic things at any given moment. Like if you needed to go for a run, you could go for a run. And what happens when you start to adopt the identity of an athlete, you don't just work out and eat right and move more to lose 20 pounds. Because what happens when you lose the 20 pounds? Do you stop doing what you're doing? Of course not. You continue on because you now have an identity of someone who is an athlete, someone who takes care of themselves. And that's been my mentality over the past 10 plus years of really getting into not just looking good, but performing at my best. And so what I wanted to do is create a series documenting our pursuit of a few of these goals. It's important whenever setting goals to have a plan, to have a system to follow so that you reach your goal and exceed all expectations. But along the way, I also want to teach you the principles that will allow you to not only reach a goal, but also live the healthy lifestyle and be able to sustain these healthy habits. So the Ripped Runner is a series that we're kicking things off. And throughout the next year, we're going to walk through and take you through the journey to reach specific goals. But also along the way, I want to show you how you can incorporate really sustainable and enjoyable methods and systems into your life so you can reach your fat loss goals, your muscle building goals, and your overall health goals so that you can show up in every part of your life as the best version of yourself. This is episode 1 of the Ripped Runner, and our first 2 goals that we're tackling are centered around the Hyrox event. The Hyrox event is a hybrid fitness style event with 8 stations, a 1,000-meter run in between each station, all fitness-based stations where we're doing things like pushing a sled, pulling a sled, doing a farmer's carry, doing a ski machine, a row machine, and then obviously running in between everything. There's a couple different versions of Hyrox, one of which is the doubles version where you pick a partner and you and your partner go through the entire race together, and your combined time is your official time. The other option is the individual Hyrox event. So I'm gonna have 2 Hyrox events that I'm starting with to pursue to kick off the Ripped Runner. The first event is down in Miami, March 25th, and Florida. Me and my training partner Ryan Cowan, we're tackling that Miami Hyrox first, and we're doing the doubles event. Our goal is to finish the Hyrox doubles in under an hour and 10 minutes. So the first 2 episodes of the Ripped Runner is all about my prep for that event, what I'm doing nutrition-wise, what I'm doing training-wise, to not only perform great, but look great while I perform. The second event is June 10th in New York City, and that's Hyrox individual race. And my goal with that one is to finish Hyrox individual in under an hour and 15 minutes. The last time I did Hyrox, I finished in an hour and 22 minutes. So I want to shave off 7 minutes of my time. I want to finish top 20 in my age group and then build off of that. We'll have other goals throughout the year. These are our first 2 focused on Hyrox. And obviously looking good while we're doing it, because I know that a lot of you have aesthetic goals. So I want to teach you how I can do both at the same time. As we start the Ripped Runner, I just want to be clear on a couple things. I don't consider myself a runner. I consider myself an athlete. And I also want to tell you, look, you don't have to run to get in shape, but a lot of you want to challenge yourselves. A lot of you want to get out of your comfort zone, and I highly encourage you to do so. I think that as people come into our program, we see a pretty interesting client experience and journey that takes place. At first, it's all about just getting unstuck, losing weight, getting to a place where you feel good, you look better. And then once you see results, people want to take the aesthetic to a whole nother level. They want to get ripped. They want to get super lean. And then they want to learn how to sustain it. But then there's another level after that. And it's, wow, I actually feel good. Now I want to use my body and actually go out and do something that I probably didn't think I could do for a long time. Things like racing, things like biking, where you actually have to utilize the new level of fitness that you found in losing weight. And that's what I want to teach you throughout this series, is how we can do everything and create a permanent way of living that I truly believe is fitness. So let's jump into episode 1 of the Ripped Runner. So one of the big things whenever you're training for any kind of event, or just in general, one of the things that we keep as part of my program at all times is a solid strength training routine. Resistance training is something that should be a part of your life forever. Just from the perspective of, number one, it's going to help you prevent injuries long term. It also helps keep your aesthetic, so it helps you look good. And honestly, it helps you clear your head and feel good every single day when you hit the weights and you train. It's more of a mental exercise than anything else. Now, I've never been a guy to tell you to work out every day. So on this program, I'm not going to train with weights every day. My training schedule is going to be 4 days a week of resistance training, and then 3 to 4 days of actual specific endurance-based training for the Hyrox. So today is actually a combination of the two. So we're going to hit an upper body lift today in the gym. So I'll take you through that in a second. And then we actually have a combination of things for the endurance side. So it's actually a 6K run at a low heart rate. I'll be doing that later today. And then we also have a True 8 testing day today. I have a live event that I'm doing in about 10 days. And at the live event, we have a fitness-based challenge called the True 8. And it's basically a small scaled down version of the Hyrox. So today's a testing day to see where I'm at on that. Probably going to complete it under like 14 to 16 minutes. So it's really quick. So you get to see some of that as part of our endurance training today. But let's go hit an upper body workout to start things off. What's up, guys? So morning workout is done, an upper body chest and arms workout. And I got back home, had a bunch of meetings, and now we're sitting down to actually eat our first main meal of the day. So what we have here is some rice and potatoes, some ground bison, and then just a little bit of spinach mixed in. And then, of course, my favorite, not sponsored by them, but my truff sauce. Super low calories, like 10 calories a serving. Just add some spice to it. So this is my first meal. Now, this meal is 50 grams of carbs, 50 grams of protein, and 15 grams of fat. This is one of my higher carb meals of the day. Right now, I'm kind of in a weird spot because I am technically trying to peak for a photo shoot in a week while starting to kick off this Ripped Runner experience. And one of the things that I really struggled with for a while was learning how to balance performance and aesthetics. And right now the emphasis is on fueling myself just enough to be able to do my workouts and do them well, but being in a small calorie deficit to get rid of that last little bit of fat for next week. Once we're done with that photo shoot, so we'll have about a week to start fueling up for Miami's Hyrox, and then we'll move into full-blown just maintenance and performance mode while still making sure we keep aesthetics where we want it to be. So anyway, phenomenal. The cut that I just am kind of wrapping up over this next week went pretty well. Started around 220. I'm about 213 right now, so I lost about 7 pounds. I don't get overweight. I don't have like an off season. I have a holiday season where I allow myself to eat more and my weight goes up, but racing season, I'll stay right around 212 to 213 because I'll be burning a lot of calories getting ready for these races. But I'm going to finish this meal number 1. So one thing I'm doing differently for my races this year is I'm consulting with another coach because I never know it all and I want to be great at just everything I do. And so the fastest way to be great at things is to learn from others and obviously apply that knowledge that they give you. But Ryan Giger is the guy that I've been consulting with. We're going to hop on a call with him here in a second. He's going to walk me through some of the game plan for the next couple of weeks because we have Miami Hyrox in 2 weeks, actually 16 days out from Miami Hyrox. And then we're about 12 weeks out from June's Hyrox in New York. So lots of work to do. I'm super excited, but we're going to hop on a call with him here just to get his take on things.
Hey, good afternoon.
Hey, what's up? How are you, man?
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm really good.
Accumulate a little more volume. Just being on the side of caution is always a good thing. I think like you said, we're kind of easing into things a little bit more and we're kind of, tapering down the overall volume intensity a little bit, but obviously with that intention of progressively building it back up. When we start a program, one of the biggest things is just us kind of understanding where the capacity is at right now. You've got a lot of strength and a lot of capacity, but when we start to put that together into an accumulative program, sometimes we overstep a little bit, sometimes we understep, and finding that balance does take a little time. And I think we really have found a good sweet spot the last couple of weeks.
Yep. That wraps up episode 1 of the Ripped Runner. Hope you enjoyed it. Got to see a little bit of the training. Got to hear about how I'm getting coached. The next episode, we'll cover a full workout in preparation for Hyrox. So we'll do a Hyrox specific workout, talk through some of the meals that I'm eating, and then should be the episode after that we're in Miami. So I'm super pumped, but follow along. We got a lot of goals to crush this year, both aesthetically, professionally, and of course, performance-wise. So appreciate you watching. Let me know what comments you have about Hyrox or questions that you have about hybrid training, and I'll be sure to answer them in the comments. Life moves fast. Make it count.